Okay, when we're talking about the new Torah,
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of seeing where you can cut the church some slack in
How?
saying the old Torah is over with and there is a new Torah through Yeshua. I'm not saying that I'm
Oh,
gone there,
you're saying
but
where we can cut them some slack. Yeah, the problem is this with the definition of the old Torah and the new Torah. Remember what they have looked at the idea of the old. You're absolutely right. That's where the church got the idea that we're done with the old Torah and we're done with the new Torah. The problem is this, that even the new Torah of Messiah, remember this passage from Nehemiah, where Nehemiah went and filled the walls from inside. Look at the passage. Nehemiah fixed the wall from within the wall, looking
Right.
out. The church pulled themselves completely outside of the camp.
right.
In essence, the context of their new Torah has nothing to do with the context of the old Torah. And what the rabbis were saying is, say, the context of this new Torah has to be with a premise of understanding something about the old Torah.
Well,
Okay.
and would it also have to have the context of the second coming, not the first?
I'm sorry?
And,
You absolutely, it's have to be
and
the second.
also the context of the second coming that he gives the new Torah.
Look, if you read, let's take an example. The verse, very famous scripture, Jeremiah 31, where God has promises to the house of Israel, the house of Yehudah, what? A new covenant, right?
Written on their hearts.
And he says, will be written upon your heart. If we look at this passage, we have to be true and say this passage has not been fully fulfilled. Okay, because the
Right.
Messiah has yet to reveal himself
Right.
fully to the Jewish people. So this newness of the Torah will come only when the Jewish people will call upon him with the word welcome in the name of the Lord.
Right.
It will not going to happen. Now, what does it mean to us as a Messianic believers? I think that's a better question to us. Should we live under this old Torah or we should not? That's a good question to us. And I think the answer for that is we do want to live, in my opinion, especially for Jewish people. I don't want to talk to the nation, but for the Jew, we do want to live under the Torah, but we also want to live it with the newness of the Messiah, if that
Yeah,
makes sense to
yeah.
you. The Messiah, the newness of the Messiah have to be inside of it. And also for the nations. It's grieved my spirit to see so many Gentiles who so much falling in love with the Torah instead of falling in love with the giver of the Torah. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeshua is greater than the Torah. He's greater. I don't want to run diapers. I want to run swimming shorts and run with the everything. So the giver, we have to fall in love with the giver of the Torah. That's why even the Torah itself says in Deuteronomy chapter 30 verse 4, I have given you the Torah that you will be circumcised, that your heart will be circumcised. So the Torah is not a end goal.
Right.
It wasn't there in the days of Moses, and it's not day to day. It's simply a means to get us to a personal relationship to God. And I will be the first one to say, if a person does not observe the Torah of Moses, it does not mean that he doesn't have a personal relationship with God. He can have. He absolutely can have a personal relationship with God through Yeshua. That's part of the newness. Yes, it might not be the complete relationship, but he can have a relationship. So I don't know if it's answered your question. See, you ask a question, I start talking, I have all those ideas in my mind.
Right.
So don't ask me any more questions. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.